What's going on, everybody? SC Marcus back here in BMX Streets PIPE, and this is the very first mod map that was ever put into the game. It's a reworked version made by Lineryder and Enox, I believe, and it was about 2 years ago when this mod came out. Again, it was the very first one ever in the game. It kind of kickstarted my channel with the BMX Streets videos, which is really cool, and I just want to check it out, see what it's like reworked here into the game. There were a lot of updates to the map, so I did play it a lot, from the dirt jumps over to the new skate parks that were added. So it was really cool to kind of see the progression of this place, but after more and more new maps came out, this place kind of just got left. It's pretty wild that it's been 2 years since this map initially came out. It almost feels like yesterday, but it's cool to see how modded maps have progressed, and I can see why this place was left alone. As Lineryder and Enox, they both started putting out some other projects that were much better quality than this one. This was definitely like the first trial at creating mod maps in this game, and it was a great start because it kickstarted the whole thing with mod maps in this game. And this one, it's pretty cool to come back to and revisit and see what it's like 2 years later. These dirt jumps right here are still some of the most difficult dirt jumps that I have played in the game, even to this day, because the momentum, you have to keep the momentum through all the dirt jumps, but these are probably the most difficult to keep your speed through. So I'm gonna try and get through at least the first line here, because it's so easy to over jump and just screw up your speed, and there's no time to recover. There's the first one, but I don't have any speed for the second one. It's just really cool to see after all these years that these are still as difficult as they were before. Oh, almost got the first line there. Technically I did case the last one. Let's see if I can keep this going. Probably not. Oh, that's to nothing. I was supposed to hip it to the right. Yeah, still not easy. I might have to come back and revisit these things in another video, see if I can make it through them, because I'm not gonna be able to do it in this one. It's still cool to see that these first dirt jumps are some of the most difficult dirt jumps that have been modded into the game. Some maps are a little bit more difficult than others, but I would still say that these are probably the toughest dirt jumps to ride here that's been modded in. This skate park to the left, some of you guys have seen it several times. This is actually in the Pipeworks map. It's the skate park at the very bottom of the bridge. So if you're riding along over the bridge, you'll find this skate park. It's textured a little bit different in Pipeworks City, but it's the exact same park layout. So it's kind of cool to see it come to initially start out here and then come to Pipeworks City and then be able to ride it here again with these colors. It's a good park too. It's really fun. Kind of small, but still a really fun place to ride. I'm not gonna ride too much out here just because I've ridden this place plenty of times in videos, but I do want to kind of check everything out one more time again, just kind of see if everything's still the same or if anything's changed. This park is still the same as it was before. I think the dirt trails are a little bit different. There are a couple different lines that were added in there, and I don't remember that excavator being there. Also, the drop-in's a little bit different over there as well. I think all of this is the same. I don't remember any of this being any different than it is now. But I could be wrong. I don't remember everything out here. Again, it's been a little bit less than 2 years since this place came out, since I wrote it. Still really fun though. I mean, for the first mod to be this one, it's done really, really well. There was one time this building you could actually go up on top of it. I want to see if you still can. I'm not sure. I do know that there was a time when you could get up here. It doesn't look like you can anymore though. I did a lap around the building and you can't get up on top. I know that the layout used to be a little bit different back when you could get on that building, and there was a skyscraper on the other side with a quarter pipe you could actually drop into it. You could jump from one skyscraper all the way to the other, and it was really cool, but it doesn't look like that's possible, mainly because, well, you can't get on the skyscraper and there's no other skyscraper on the other side. This is different. This wasn't in the original one, as far as I remember. I think this is a different park. Maybe. I don't know. It almost seems familiar because I know he did add another park back here, but I think it was actually, it might have been this one just on a bigger scale before. And I think it was facing a different direction. It was turned 90 degrees the other way, if I remember correctly. Again, it's been so long, but this does seem somewhat familiar. This thing right here, for some reason, seems familiar. Kind of a cool, smaller scaled park. So if you want to come out here and do some more technical tricks, this is the place for it. Right over here is Woodworm, and I did not know that you could go inside this place at first, but you can. The doors, it looks like it's closed off, but you can just ride right through it. The one thing I remember about this park is how cramped it was in here. It was one of those parks where it was ramps on top of each other. It was kind of difficult to ride, but at the same time, if you could ride it, it was really satisfying. It's so crazy to come back to these parks because I'm kind of remembering stuff about them, but at the same time, it's kind of fuzzy. It's kind of like, wait, is that how I remember it? But this one, I do remember that it was cramped in here. A lot of options, but again, you gotta remember that this is like one of the first attempts at creating skate parks in this game. That's right, there's this small bowl up here, and this thing is tricky to ride. This whole indoor park right here is not easy to get a flow going. Kind of transferred into the ball case it a little bit though. There we go. Gotta get a whip. Tuck no hander. One hand X up. Turn down. Alright, I'm gonna go out of here. Here's the concrete skate park, and this thing was really cool because it had these big bowled out corners, and it was the first time I remember riding a park in this game that had these big bowled out corners. That was the crazy thing about this whole complex, was it was the first place to do a lot of things when it came to this game, and no one really knew how to ride it. No one really knew how to ride skate parks in this game. Only knew how to ride the pipe map, because at the time when this place came out, that was all that was available. There was no mod map and there was no community center. So this was it. No one knew how the physics would work when it comes to skate parks, really, except for the developer of the game and the guys that were creating these modded levels. They knew because they were playing them before anyone else. But most of us that were just casually playing the game, we didn't know how to ride this stuff. So it was a learning experience. And I just remember this place, I just remember it being really, really cool. Yeah, this thing flows really good. We'll continue on this grand tour. So this right here, these are the box jumps, and I remember I did not know how to ride these things before. And they're still not the easiest. I take that back, they're not too difficult to ride. Okay, maybe they are. Maybe I spoke too soon there. Again, keeping your momentum up. It's the same problem with box jumps as you have with dirt jumps. You have to keep your speed up with these things. And this is the park made by Enox. As you can tell, it says Enox design. It has that Woodward style too. There's the black and yellow colors along the top of the ramps. Looks really cool. Again, just a really cool park, bringing back that nostalgia, I guess you could say, from a couple years ago when these parks first came out. This section right here is new. I don't remember any of this. It has that Vans look to it with the checkerboard. and the scaling of it is a little bit bigger. I don't know who's responsible for making this. I'm gonna guess Lineryder, since he's the one that released the reworked version of this place. I like the shininess on the edge of these ledges. That's really cool looking. Yeah, this is a sweet little park over here to the side. Right back here are two of the later additions to this place before they started working on other projects. These are the street plazas that they added in. I know this one right here is pretty street plaza-like, except for this half pipe right here. This thing is cool. Okay, it looks like that other park over there is not like a street plaza. This one is, with a half pipe. But the rest of it is very street-like. Ooh, that was kind of cool. I flew out of the half pipe there and then landed in a double peg. Oh, there's a big bowl over here. I don't remember this. I'm sure it was here, but I just don't remember it. It's kind of tricky to ride, actually. Oh, there's another bowl there. I'm gonna have to try and air out over to that one. See if I can get it. That's not it. Whoa, I have no idea what just happened right there. I got some crazy boost. That was weird. Alright, I'm over here in the other bowl. I didn't really land cleanly because I landed straight to flat, but again, these bowls are a little odd. They have a really big flat bottom on them, and the transition's pretty steep. Yeah, this is a cool park up here. I like this one. And now over here to this green one. When this park right here first came out, if I remember correctly, it was super overscaled. And it was kind of weird to ride the rails and everything because they were taller than the rider. The ramps were also massive. It was kind of fun to ride the ramps because it was almost like a mega park. But trying to ride the rails and stuff, it didn't really feel right just because of the size of them. But this is the scaled down version, and I think this version will be more fun to ride. I don't remember though. I don't even know if I've ridden this version of it. But I'm riding it now, so I'm about to see. Even on this scaled down version, the ramps up here are huge. And they were even bigger than this on the big version. Probably about 2 times the size of this. I want to try and hit this jump line correctly though. There's a step up right there, and then you get back up top, and then try and step down again. Nope, coming up short. Going a little deep on that first one, but made it happen. Yeah, there we go. See if I can get it on the way back. Oh, nope. Went the wrong way. Missed the missed the takeoff there. There's this side right over here, and it's kind of crazy that I remember all of this stuff. I remember this foam pit here, and this park over here, and the spine and everything. Because I've ridden so many modded levels that it's kind of wild to come back to these and still kind of remember riding these levels. One of my favorite things about riding these is seeing how far these modded levels have come. It's kind of crazy to see where it's went from, you know, some basic looking levels like this, pretty simple looking, nothing too crazy, but fun, to the Pipeworks City type maps or Enox, the warehouses that Enox has made. It's just really cool to see the evolution of these modded maps. If you guys want to see more of these skate parks, more so than what I've done here, definitely go back to around May, June, July, August of 2018 on my channel. Check out the videos from that time frame. You're going to find a lot of these parks back in their original form, and you'll see kind of how things have evolved. you'll see how my videos have evolved, and at the same time you kind of see how these parks are maybe a little bit different, maybe the same. I know a lot of these are the same, but there are a few parts of these parks that are a little bit different today compared to how they were back when this level first came out. I'll do a little bit of mega ramp riding here. I actually made a whole video on this mega ramp when it first came out, again back in 2018 sometime, and I found a really cool transfer onto the top of this thing. But this is the first mega ramp that was rideable here, and it was super fun at the time, and it's still really fun now. If you start higher up, it's actually really easy to go too fast, so you can hit the longer gap from the lower drop in. You have plenty of speed there. Oh man, I have never had something crazy like that happen before. That was insane. I have no clue what happened right there. I'm keeping it going. Keeping it going out here. One cool thing that I did find is that you can transfer over here to the roof on top of Woodworm. And I don't know if you can transfer back in. I think you can if you drop in a little bit higher up on the roof. Again, this transfer is in the video that I made back in 2018. I think, yeah, if you transfer in a little higher up like that on the roof, you can get back into the mega ramp. Triple backflip. I don't think I can get a quad. Actually, I might be able to get a quad. I'm gonna see if I can get that. 2, 3, 4. How did I not land that one? At least I know the rotations are possible. 2, 3, 4, right here. Again! I think I'm landing too far down now. The impact's too much. This is it. This has to be it. Oh my god. I'm so close to this thing. Come on. I don't think it's possible. I really don't think it's possible. I've landed on both wheels a few different times and it's just bounced off every single time. I've come to the conclusion that the impact is just too high, but I might be able to do it on the quarter pipe here. I don't know if a quad flip is possible on this mega ramp at all. That was almost it right there. I'm not sure why I clipped the deck. Thank you all so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed this flashback, I guess you could say, definitely hit the like button, subscribe for more content if you're new around here, and check out my website. Check out the links in the description. Pick up some merchandise if you guys would like to support me further, and I'll see you guys all again in the next one. Have a good one.